Hello and welcome. My name's George, and my channel is all about helping you get the most out of Logic Pro so that you can record and produce your best music in your home studio. Today is part 2 of our series helping GarageBand users transition over into using Logic Pro. Today we're going to be looking at all the different software instruments that you get when you upgrade to Logic Pro. I'll show you which sounds might be familiar to you from GarageBand, but I'm going to show you all the possibilities that open up to you when you start diving into Logic Pro. So let's dive in. So for starters, I've got GarageBand opened up here. And in GarageBand, the way we load in our software instruments is using the library. And you'll see here that we have basses, drum kits, electronic kits, guitars, keyboards, and so on and so on. And if we jump over to Logic, if we look at the library, you'll notice a lot of the same headings, but we also have way more instruments available to us. Now, in the previous video, I showed different ways that you can actually load software instruments. And the first way is through this library, which is what you would do in GarageBand. In Logic, however, you can also load in the instrument itself. So in addition to all these, what I call channel strip presets, we also have the individual instruments that we can load in. So not to repeat myself too much, but every time I load in a instrument using the library, you'll notice all the different effects that get loaded in here. So for example, let's change to Contemporary Soul. So now we have a compressor, console EQ, and fat effects. If I change to a different preset, then we have a whole bunch of different effects. However, sometimes you just want to load the instrument itself without all these effects. And in this case, the instrument is the studio bass. So to load in different instruments this way, you'd simply go over here where now it says bass. So if we hover over and go to these little arrows on the right, click, and then we have all our lists of different instruments right here. And if I go no plugin, then you'll see it says instrument. And then if I were to start from scratch, that's what I would see. So I'm going to go ahead and actually close the library by hitting the letter Y on my keyboard. And here where it says settings, I'm going to click that and I'm going to reset my channel strip. And that just gets me back to square one. Now let's compare two similar instruments in Logic and GarageBand. I'm going to start with the studio bass. So starting in Logic, I'm going to go to Instrument, go to Studio Instruments, Studio Bass, and I'm going to choose Stereo. And now within the Studio Bass plugin, we have a whole set of presets for it, and those will all be found up here, where it says default preset, and every software instrument and plugin has these presets up here. So you click there, and now you have a whole list of different presets for the studio bass. I'm going to go to Upright Clean, and you'll see that this brings up our upright bass, and that sounds like this. And now you can also select different basses up here where it says American Upright, and we can toggle through our different basses. Let's just go back to the American Upright. So we've got all our different settings here that we can change: growl, growl attack, noises. And then we also have some more details that we can tweak further. Now, if we jump over to GarageBand, here I've got the upright studio bass loaded in. And you can see that our options are a lot more limited. We just have kind of EQ and then delay, ambience, and reverb. And we can't really open the plugin itself and make any changes in there. And let's say we change to one of the electric basses. Well, then we've got, boost and tone, compressor, distortion, exciter, but we just don't have the same amount of control over the instrument as we do in Logic Pro. Now, if you do like the way GarageBand presents this in more of a simplified way, you can actually get that similar in Logic Pro using the smart controls. So let's head back to Logic Pro. So if we go up to the top here and click on this icon right here, or the letter B on our typing keyboard, then we get these controls down here, similar to how we have in GarageBand. Now let's explore some of the other sounds that we have available to us in Logic Pro. So I'll close the studio bass and the smart controls there by hitting the letter B for the smart controls. And let's change the studio bass and we'll explore what else we have. So for the drums, we have 3 different drum plugins. We have the Drum Kit Designer, which is acoustic drums. And again, we have our presets up here. So a whole list of different presets, and you might recognize some of the names from GarageBand. A lot of the same kits here. But you can also mix and match kits. If you click on the kick drum, for example, you can swap those out and you can change the tuning, the dampening, gain, and so on and so on. So you have a lot more flexibility. And again, with the drums, now let's go to the drum synth. So these are more your electronic type sounds. So your 808 kicks, for example. And we can switch snares and claps, different percussion, and cymbals as well. Ultrabeat, this gives us another set of electronic drum kits. And again, we can go up here to the presets and drum kits. And we can preview what some of these sound like. So the Ultrabeat, this is one of the plugins that has been included in Logic for a long time. Now, where we're looking at the drums, there's also another drum plugin that's not included in these 3, and that's the Drum Machine Designer that's down here. And the reason why it's not included is it actually incorporates a bunch of different samples from different places. So some of these samples come from the Ultrabeat, but this is just a different interface and it pulls the samples from a bunch of different places, and you can drag in your own samples as well. So we can either load in individually different kicks we want and then move to the different snares we want. Or if you hit up here where it says empty kit, then we can load in entire kits ourselves. Now, the Drum Kit Designer is the one plugin where you do load everything in using the library. So close the library again, letter Y. I'm going to reset our channel strip. Now we have 3 sample instruments. So the quick sampler, so here we can drag in our own samples. We can even record our own samples as well. We can go to the recorder, select our input. Hello. So you can turn your voice into an instrument. Now there's also the sample Alchemy. Now, this is a sampler, but you can do a whole bunch of wacky things to it as well. And again, there's a bunch of different presets. And you can select different places where the samples are being played and different ways that they're being played. So the bow, scrub, loop, classic, and arpeggio. And we can add up to 4 points. This is a very cool plugin to come up with unique sounds. And the last one we have is the sampler. And here you'll find more of your kind of acoustic type sounds. There's acoustic pianos. However, we now have the studio pianos, which I'll show in a minute. So I recommend going there for your piano needs. Same with your bass. We have our studio bass now. So some of these sounds are from previous versions of Logic that have just kind of carried over. But the acoustic guitar, for example, is not something we can find anywhere else. Now, the studio instruments, we looked at the studio bass. We also have studio horns. So we can have a trumpet, or we can have a whole section. And then next we have the studio piano. So as I mentioned, we have our pianos here, and we have a few different pianos to choose from. The Studio Grand, Concert Grand, Vintage Upright, and a 1 mic version of the Studio Grand, or the 3 mic version up here. It's quite a nice sounding piano. Next, we have the Studio Strings, which are quite similar to the Studio Brass. Again, we have single instruments, or we can do a whole ensemble. In the synthesizer section, we have a whole long list of different synths, and a lot of these have been around for a long time in previous versions of Logic. The most recent ones, and the ones I'll touch on now, are Alchemy and Retro Synths. We'll take a look at Alchemy. And this is a very cool synthesizer, and you can very quickly find sounds using this menu here. So for example, if you wanted let's say we want a bass sound, we wanted a wobble bass. Let's go industrial and distorted. And we can select multiple options by holding down Command. So let's go glitchy. Okay, so now we've narrowed it down to just 3. Now, the cool thing that you might recognize from GarageBand is this perform pad right here, which lets us quickly change the sound. So it's an easy way to change the sound and make it a little different than the default patch. Let's check out the Retro Synth as well. So this is more of like your Moog analog synth, and it's actually 4 synths in one. So you have your kind of Moog here, then we have a sync synth, table synth, and an FM synth. And again, all our different presets are right here. So for all your kind of retro synth sounds, you can check this out. Now under utility, these aren't actually playable instruments. The external instrument, this would be if you have an external synthesizer that you want to play, you would use the external instruments. The Clav, this is actually just the metronome sound. And test oscillator is just a tone, as you can hear. And I just turned that off quickly in the top corner right here. Next, the vintage keys. There'll be a lot of presets in GarageBand that come from these vintage keys. So we have the organ. And there's a lot of things we can change under the hood here. So we can change all the drawbars to change the sound. We can add distortion. And we can change the speed of the rotary too. Now we've also got the vintage Clav. So you might recognize that sound from Stevie Wonder, which uses more of the wah. And we also have electric piano. Which is kind of your Rhodes and Whirly sounds. So a bunch of different presets you can check out again. And of course, we can change the sound too. So a lot of things that we can do to kind of tweak the sound ourselves. And the vintage Mellotron. The Mellotron is kind of famous for the intro on the Beatles' Strawberry Fields, so you might kind of recognize that sound from there. And again, lots of different presets to choose from there. And that gives us an overview of all the different software instruments available to us in Logic Pro. And as you can see, there's a lot of ways that we can tweak the sounds beyond just the presets. We can really get into the plugin of each instrument and tweak the sound just the way we like it. So I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions, please make sure to leave those in the comments below. As well, I want to thank you for all the likes and subscribes. And if you want to dive deeper into Logic Pro, make sure you download my free Ultimate Logic Pro Starter Pack. This includes my Logic Pro hotkey cheat sheet, my audio recording guide, my mixing guide, my gear guide, and my Logic Pro session templates. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.